so insane!
Hello, and welcome to the Madhouse, episode 105. I'm Ultimate Spy 53, the host of this podcast, and joining me for this episode I have...
Hello there, me, Kaylee.
And hi, it's bigdinoguy as well. I'm Lucas.
So, two things that happened that were announced. I don't know, which one do you want to do first? We got the Star Wars and we got a Disney Fox deal. Which one do you want to do first?
Fox.
Okay, so before we do Star Wars, the big thing that just was announced, and we were wondering if it was going to happen, and now I want to talk about it because I'm kind of like concerned about what's going to happen for future movies, is that we all saw this coming. We all knew it was going to happen, but Disney finally added another gem of studio to their gauntlet, and now they have Fox. They have, I don't know if you've seen the Infinity War meme thing,
yeah.
but it's Mickey Mouse as Thanos. It's like Thanos the Mad Titan, Mickey Mouse the Mad Titan with the Infinity Gauntlet with 4 studios under its belt. It has Star Wars, it has Marvel, it has Pixar, and now 20th Century Fox. And yeah,
but it is probably fresh AF. Go and check that meme out.
And I think Comcast was like trying to like get in the way of the bid or whatever. I think the original bid was
they were, but they were like, yeah, no, I'm out.
52 billion, and they didn't like that. Said 71 billion. It's like, okay, you can have it. You can have the characters. So, I think we have it. We have it now, but I think it has like the agreement has to go to other countries. So we haven't. It's not officially done, but it's officially done in our country.
I was officially done like a couple months ago. So this is just
okay.
I
think it's done, but like I think the other countries have to like approve it still. So we definitely. I think we can say to say now we have officially own Fox, which is fantastic. But the question is, because like I think I heard the rumors that Dark Phoenix was going to be canceled, even though it looks like it could be promising, and then the Mutants was going to be canceled too.
No, I'm kind of glad.
I don't even know what Dark Phoenix is. I'm not going to
Dark Phoenix is essentially the next installment in the X-Men film.
They're serious?
Kind of rebooting the. Because you ever saw X-Men: The Last Stand?
Yeah, remember in
people didn't like that whole lot.
That's what they tried doing with Jean Grey, but they fucked it up.
Yeah, people didn't. I liked it, but not everyone did.
When an animated version of a TV show does better than a high-profile blockbuster film, you know they screwed it.
So basically, they're calling it Dark Phoenix, and they're basically it's like all the returning cast members from Apocalypse, which is a movie I did like too. People say that it's terrible, but I liked it. And basically, they shot that. They're reshooting it for like reasons, and then the same thing will happen with Minions, where they're reshooting everything else and they're delaying it. But now with this whole Disney Fox deal, the question is. Are we gonna get them? Are they gonna just be not theater shown? Like, are we gonna get them like directed Netflix or something? Because now that this whole thing is crazy, and I remember that Jennifer Lawrence, who plays Raven in the movie, said that she had the best time working on the film because they had a different director. The writer of the movies was not the director. So the question is, what's gonna happen with the movies with like the X-Men characters in Fantastic Four? Everyone wants a Fantastic Four movie because I don't know about you guys, but I loved the Fantastic Four movies that star Chris Evans as Human Torch. Those are really good.
I actually enjoyed those.
Yeah, they were pesto. Despite people will say, actually, really interesting thing about those movies is the actor who played Mr. Fantastic, Ion Griffon or whatever his name is. He said that he'd like to play like a villain in the MCU. When that happens, so that could be really cool. But the question is, like, what's gonna happen? What do you guys think about what's gonna happen with this? Now that we've gotten I call it the Fox gem in the Disney Gauntlet. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to future movies with Marvel Fox? And obviously Deadpool is gonna be like I feel like Deadpool, because of how totally different it is, it won't be affected by it. Like Disney won't be, just because Disney bought Fox does not mean Deadpool will be in that universe. It'll be on its own little world because it's a different.
Oh goodness! I don't think Deadpool is going to end up in an Avengers movie.
No, not anytime soon.
I would love it, but
yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen. But
I kind of feel like Deadpool is just. I mean, he's not really meant to be tied in with anything else. He's just kind of his own deal. I mean, he literally is in the universe, but he has a movie in the universe. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself.
Exactly, but
I
don't know.
I wouldn't mind that.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen with these characters because, like I saw on the Wikipedia page for Dark Phoenix, which is the which is apparently the new the first of a trilogy of films, a new trilogy of films, because Apocalypse was like the last movie in that trilogy. So like this new trilogy, but now that this whole Disney Fox has gone through, there's not really a reason for them to be having a new trilogy. They should just either, the idea is that they're going to either cancel Dark Phoenix, which I'm kind of sad for because they've done all this work, and I feel bad for Jennifer Lawrence because like all this work for nothing. That would suck. Imagine if you're like a superhero in a movie and you did all of these months of filming, and it turns out, oh, Disney bought your studio, so your movie is basically not happening. It would suck.
That would suck.
It would suck. So I hope they don't can it. I hope if they do anything with it, that it should either be theater wide, or if they have to, then put it onto Netflix or something, because everyone just doesn't want that. People are saying they don't want a Dark Phoenix movie. People are saying just reboot the MCU. I agree, but again, now that we have all these characters to deal with, it's going to be really crazy. Because I mean, I'm happy, but like at the same time, I'm like, what's going to happen? It's like, oh dear.
I personally, here's my 5 cents with this. I think that Disney has done an amazing job with the properties that they have taken over for the most part. I'm more concerned. I'm not concerned with Marvel at all. Disney has constantly shown that they know who to pick at the right times, and we've had amazing films. We've had a couple of weak ones here and there, but for the most part, all the films have been actually rather strong, even the weak ones.
Definitely.
I think that what my main concern with is non-Marvel and established properties, like
Venom and stuff like that.
Alien and Predator. That is purely Fox and has a really big fan base against it.
Yeah.
Disney, horror for the most part. Granted, they have kind of gone against their own word on a few occasions, but for the most part, their films are not really grounded in that.
Yeah.
So that's what my main concern is. These other companies, whether it's Fox or... Yeah, Fox is pretty much like the only one where they produce hard R films that are off-brand.
Exactly.
Of non-Marvel properties and whatnot. Those are the ones that I'm really concerned about, more than Marvel. But if we are just talking in the realm of Marvel, with Fantastic Four, Deadpool, I think that Disney has done a fantastic job in the past. I have no worries about it personally. I did not like the way that they did Apocalypse. I think that he looked like a rehash of Ivan Ooze from the old Power Rangers movies.
Okay.
And I was not impressed with it at all. And Dark Phoenix, that's one of the most renowned comic storylines of all time in DC, Marvel, or any. And they fucked it up royally with The Last Stand. And granted, that was how many years ago now? Like 10?
I enjoyed it. That movie came out 12 years ago, so.
Well, still a long ass time ago.
I liked it though. It was fun.
But not everyone agrees as well. And
I know. Yeah, of course.
The mass consensus is that Last Stand and Apocalypse are some of the weakest movies in that franchise.
Yeah. Well, also Origins. That was also a good movie. I liked it though. That was good though. That was a good movie.
It's like the third one.
I can't complain. I liked that movie, but
But regardless, even if you love them or hate them, I think that Disney has done a fantastic job with that.
Yeah, definitely.
They have actually done justice to Star Wars for the most part. In my opinion, at least, I really enjoy what they did.
Sorry, you lost out of haters, but
you cannot deny that they have had on the franchise and the amount of content that they have done, and especially with some of the weaker films, they can take elements that are good in bad movies, and they can make it work.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've had, I believe San Diego Comic-Con happened recently, and we didn't get... The only thing we got from Fox was the Deadpool Super Duper cut. That was it. So, it was concerning because, we're now getting the trailers for a bunch of movies that are coming out next year as far as May now, with Godzilla 2. And so it's Fox hasn't released any new footage from Mutants, because they're reshooting that one to make it more scarier. And then Dark Phoenix hasn't gotten a single trailer yet, except Constar. It's we're kind of concerned here. We know that this Fox deal went through. We haven't gotten a single trailer from Dark Phoenix. We should have gotten one by now. So so it's kind of I've been following this YouTube channel called Comic Book Cast 2, and he's talking about the fact that like that they might just cancel it, which would suck. But I think that if they don't cancel, what they should do is they should either not release it in theaters or release it on Netflix. Because although I feel like it would be a shame because all the hard work for a non-theater release just because a Fox deal went through and also have to do reshoots, it sucks because I like this film franchise. Even if Disney gets on the company just buys the whole thing, it's still concerning because Fox is known for their amazing movies, and now that we have this thing, it's like, especially since San Diego Comic-Con happened recently, and I think Marvel Studios had to skip their entire Hollywood panel because of Infinity War and everything, which I understand that, but like with Fox and everything, it's like, it's like now that we have this deal went through, everyone is like, holy shit, what's going on here? What's gonna happen? So that's concerning part, but I don't know. I think it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen with it. I think we're probably not going to see any characters from Fox or anything like that come into the MCU for a good 5 years or so. Because I think that I think the same thing happened with Spider-Man, where they were originally with Civil War. Kevin Feige had the idea of Ant-Man was actually going to be the character that Tony Stark would be seeing, but we got Spider-Man because they went through. If it hadn't, then we would have gotten Ant-Man. And same thing with this one. It's like the thing is like Kevin Feige had a whole 20 films planned for the next 3 years, and if the Disney Fox did not go through, he had plans for what would happen, what those films would be called if they didn't get the studio. But if you have Fox, he can now do some more films like Silver Surfer, Galactus, some really really cool awesome characters we've gotten before. That I think in Rise of the Silver Surfer, we got Galactus, but people were disappointed because he wasn't like the figure we saw in the comics. Like he was like, I mean, from my perspective, when I do my review of that movie, I noticed how they at least got the shape of Galactus. It wasn't the full Galactus, but it was at least they got his form.
Inside the cloud they had a silhouette.
That was basically what they got. I didn't think that was a terrible thing. I wish it would have been more, but again, they can't do everything right.
Hey, one of my favorite actors actually played Silver Surfer.
Oh, really? Lawrence Fishburne?
You've seen Hellboy, right?
I have not. I don't know why. I just have not because I've been afraid of it. I haven't been. I've been reluctant to see it. I've been reluctant.
But anyway, Doug Jones, he was the guy from Hellboy who played Abe Sapien. He was also the monster in The Shape of Water. And if you watch that new Star Trek show, I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
I haven't either because I'm still behind. I'm still on the original series right now.
But anyway, I actually met him at Comic-Con over here, and
that's awesome.
I actually have a signed copy of a picture from him.
That's awesome.
And Ron Perlman as Hellboy. And he and I actually both started singing a song from that where,
wow.
And smile without you. Yeah, I started singing that together really quick. But anyway, off topic here.
Yeah, sure.
What was I trying to say?
About X-Men?
He actually played Silver Surfer in that movie. And
he didn't voice him.
His performance. I love the way that he did that character. Mm-hmm. Granted, I didn't know much about the comics, but even from what I do know, he does a damn good job, especially for the script that he was given.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that it'll be very interesting because I saw an interview because I've been following Emergency Awesome a lot, and he does a lot of Marvel videos. And one of the things that they were talking about was like a press for Infinity War, and one of the things that the Russo brothers talked about was if the Disney Fox deal went through, that it'd be interesting to do Secret Wars, which is a big comic book event. Like I think it's even bigger than Infinity War. It's like huge, and it would be really really interesting to do that because now that the deal's gone through, Disney owns Fox now. I think it'll be really crazy, but also I think the interesting thing about Avengers 4, whatever that's going to be calling, there's some rumors, Endgame, Final Hours, whatever it ends up being called. But the interesting thing about that one is that now that this is confirmed that we're using the BARF technology, the bio-augmented retroframing technology to like look at past events. That with that they're going to look at like different realities, and we're going to see different versions of the character we already
What the
know.
hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about how Avengers 4 is going to play out. Like, not the plot itself, but like how the whole plot in the movie is going to play
The
out.
barf
Like, what's going to happen.
technology.
Yeah, they're going to use the barf technology from Civil War. But that's not the movie because I don't know anything what's happening in the movie. I just know that's what they're going to do. So the interesting about that is the whole reality thing. That they could use that to explain how mutants exist when they finally introduce them.
Oh, I can't wait to see them
Yeah.
finally say mutant in
Yeah,
a Marvel film.
that would be
Instead
awesome.
of having to call them enhanced individuals.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
Yeah, I think it.
Well, the
no,
reason is because
the reason why was because
because
they
Marvel
didn't
owns
want
the
to.
rights.
Yeah, the reason
Well,
why.
yeah, Marvel owned the rights to.
Yeah, they own the
X-Men.
rights to that, so they couldn't call them mutants. They called them
Yeah.
enhanced individual. It was ridiculous. But now that they own them, it'll be very interesting to see them calling them both enhanced individuals and also mutants. It'll be very fun. But yeah, I don't know. I think
And
it'll be.
also, the best thing of all,
Yeah, sure.
Marvel's first family is coming home.
Fantastic Four. Yes.
Woo!
I haven't read a single comic book, but I know of them. I know a lot about them. But I don't know. It'll be. I'm really excited to see where this is happening because I was very not sure what's going to happen, and now that this is happening again, like I heard they were canning Gambit, which is that movie about that guy with the cards. If you've seen X-Men Origins Wolverine, you know that's a guy with the cards who can do magic tricks, and he's a mutant. Well, he uses cards to do his to use his ability, but he's a character.
So basically his powers
Yeah.
is that he basically takes energy and makes things explode.
Exactly. And so they were planning on making a movie with Channing Tatum in the role, but now that this deal's gone through, probably I've heard it's scrapped.
Yeah, that movie's been in development hell for the last
Exactly.
ever since Origins came out. I think 2 years after it did, Channing Tatum was like, "Oh my god, I love that character. I want to do a solo movie." And there were talks of, hey, maybe he was coming in, maybe the original actor from Origins,
Yeah.
but
Taylor.
yeah, I don't know if
Christopher
it's fallen through officially,
Yeah.
but I actually heard something about it. Probably the last time was 6 months ago,
Oh wow.
where people are still talking about it. But beyond that, I haven't heard anything.
Wow. I mean, I also know that they announced a Shadowcat movie or Kitty Pryde movie. Yeah, Shadowcat movie. And now that this Disney Fox has gone through again, probably not going to happen. I think we're probably going to get rebooted X-Men movies. We're going to have to see what about the recasting characters. I heard that there was a rumor and that this might eventually happen, but it's a rumor for now. It's not officially confirmed, but they were talking about the fact that with Deadpool 3, the fact that Wolverine might make the team. I think even though Hugh Jackman said Logan was his last movie, he might come back. He's going to actually be amazing, but we don't know anything really. We don't even know.
Well, Hugh Jackman also said the only way that he would come back is if Wolverine was in the Avengers.
That's where it really gets exciting. It's now that this thing has come through, now we have a reason to be excited.
Make good on your promise, you bastard!
Please give us Wolverine in the MCU. We want it. Everyone wants that character.
Also, when he was first when they were first talking about, hey, what are they going to do with Wolverine since Hugh Jackman stepped down from the role? But one other thing that he was saying was Tom Hardy would be. He named Tom Hardy himself and said that he would be the best replacement.
But it'll be weird because he's playing Venom now. He's playing Venom. It just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm,
But yeah, I don't know. To wrap everything up about this particular subject, what do you guys think about this news? Are you excited? Do you think it's gonna work? How do you think it's gonna work with the current roster of the MCU, in terms of the phase and everything like that, and especially with the X-Men universe movie they're planned? What do you think is gonna happen? Everyone, give me thoughts.
I just want to see X-Men versus Avengers. That's all I care about.
That's what everyone wants, really.
Me, I'm not making any judgments one way or the other. I just want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very. I feel nervous about it too because I don't know. It feels really awkward now that we've gotten all this thing about X-Men. It's we're planning a new trilogy of X-Men movies. Well, Yeah, about that.
Yeah, you're not.
It's probably not gonna happen. Like, they're probably gonna make one movie and that's it. Like, Deck Frank's probably gonna be the only one movie they do because I don't see it happening. They're gonna have to reboot it anyway, but I don't know. I'm feel very excited. I think it's not. I think at least from our country, at least it's been officially done as our country. But I think the rest of the world they still have to approve it. So, but again, even if when it is official everywhere else, it'll be a while until we get X-Men characters in the MCU. So because we still have to get through Avengers 4, we still have to get through Spider-Man 2. All these things. Also, one more thing I wanted to mention before we change subjects is, for those of you who are a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, this is really, really big. So, I don't know if you guys know, but James Gunn was fired from the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
He was recently fired, and people are sending pitches for him to join so he can write Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Or write direct, he's already written it, written the script, so... I don't know. What do you guys think of this news for James Gunn not being part of the Marvel team?
Why? Why isn't he anymore?
So basically, if you're not been following the nerd world for the Marvel's news, this is a crazy weird stuff. So what from what I've been told, James Gunn was fired from the MCU from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in general because of offensive and inappropriate tweets he sent out years ago, like 7+ years ago. And it's now being resurfaced, and Marvel took offense by it, and then I think Kevin Feige just went ahead and just fired him. Because of tweets that he sent years ago. It's ridiculous, I know, but it's like, yeah, you're fired, you out of here. And he already turned in the script for Guardians 3. So people are already like pitching for him to like come back to direct again because that was years ago. It's like, come on, give him a break.
Okay, so this is kind of on the same lines because it has something to do with Disney.
Yeah.
But one thing that I really like to do in my spare time is I like to look at videos on old on old amusement park rides and stuff like that. And one thing that I have been looking into is some of the old Disney rides and stuff. And there was an old ride called Alien Extraterrestrial.
Oh, okay.
And it was actually replaced by that Stitch's Great Escape ride, where essentially what happened in there was the characters would, so basically the ride was, it was a dark ride, but it was supposed to have been horror oriented. And originally it was supposed to have been a one-off of Alien, like the movie Alien.
Right.
With the xenomorph and all that, but they redressed it. But anyway, one of the actors, who was also the guy in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the dude with the big-ass nose,
I haven't seen the movie.
was in the original ride as one of the actors. Well, a few years prior to the ride being redressed, he actually was found guilty of being a pedophile. And so that's one of the reasons why they took down the ride. So unless James Gunn has been doing something like that, or something like highly offensive, where like, oh my god, this guy is a creepo, or something along those lines, frankly, what the fuck, Disney?
I know. I was surprised too. I'm like, what the hell?
The stuff that I did 5 years ago? Okay, I remember
like, that's ridiculous,
much.
right? It's like, I mean, he literally, like, a few weeks ago turned in the script for Guardians 3. Like, it's like, come on. That was years ago when you're firing from over this? Come on, I think they already, should Disney rehire him?
Trying to make sure that they don't have to pay him.
At this point, it's like, oh, is Guardians 3 canceled? No, it's not canceled, even though it's the highly rumored thing. It's just simply the fact that he's not directing anymore unless they consider rehiring him, which could be a potential idea, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're just going to have to find a new director. Again, I think people are just really wanting them to just rehire him because it was like a 7-year-old tweet. Even, I mean, I heard it was like extremely inappropriate. Like, it was highly offensive and highly inappropriate. Like, really, really bad. Like, the worst tweet you could ever send. Really,
what, was he like cursing the N-word?
I don't know what it was, but it was. I heard it was just something awful and some terribly inappropriate thing that got him fired. I mean, it was years ago, but even if it was years ago, it was still something that just got him fired. And he's not making Guardians 3 anymore. So unless they rehire him, we're not going to see a James Gunn directed Guardians 3 movie. But that was just something I thought you should know, because now that this whole I feel really bad about it, because I mean, this has never happened before. We've never gotten a single director from an MCU movie get fired over something ridiculous like that. Unless they go to court or whatever and things happen, unless they rehire him for some reason, then we're not going to get a James Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We're going to get the movie, just not by him, which sucks. I'm hoping that he'll get rehired somehow, because eventually, if you think about it, let's say you tweeted out something 7 years ago that was horrible and offensive in every way, and it resurfaced just recently, and then you get fired from it. How would you feel?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but he just turned in the goddamn script.
Exactly. I mean,
so he better be getting paid for his work.
Exactly. I mean, it's like the last movie with that roster with Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Nebula, Rocket, Groot, Mantis, everyone like that. I mean,
wait, is Gamora going to be in it even after
again,
Infinity War?
Everyone's going to be revived, obviously, because they can't keep it spoiled. They can't. They're going to have to spoil it eventually.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's obvious. It's going to happen. It's in the cast list for Avengers 4 anyway, so it's not really much of a spoiler. We just know that they fix it somehow. We don't know how they do it, but they fix it. But we're going to see them. Somehow they're going to come back. We don't know how, but they're going to come back. I don't know what more than you guys, but yeah, they're going to come back, and it'll be the last roster with that thing. And they're probably going to be more of those movies, but it sucks. Especially if you're for fans of Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I'm not a big fan of them, but I do enjoy the movies. And it just sucks, I hate it. But, yeah, that's all I can say about this whole scandal and also the Fox deal. Anything else you guys like to talk about for this subject, or we should move on?
Move on.
Alright, so I think that's really all I can say with that. We pretty much cake that over, busted right through that topic. So the next one is that Star Wars Episode 9 just got its cast announcement, and I'm really excited for this because it's something where everyone was like speculating ever since Carrie Fisher passed away, and it's the fact that Carrie Fisher, she is coming back, but the question is like, oh, is she gonna be used CGI or is she just gonna be written out? No, apparently, I think there was the original rumor that that I think her brother her brother was gonna had like footage from the previous movie that we're gonna use, but apparently the rumor is debunked. But recently, it was re-debunked. Like, I think it was rebunked, whatever, like saying yes to something that you said was not true. They're basically redacting it and saying, yeah, that rumor was actually true. So they're going to be using footage shot from Episode 7, which is very strange because it's different in that movie. And they're going to be using her footage that was shot in that movie for Episode 9. I have no idea how they're going to pull that off, but it'll be very interesting.
I hope they pull it off, man.
Yeah, there's a completely different script.
And the reason why they are doing this is the fact that the director of Episode 7, J.J. Abrams, he said he wanted to honor Leia's legacy. He felt too guilty of leaving her out, so they wanted to honor her legacy they have found a way to do that by getting footage that was previously unreleased footage from Episode 7, even though she looks different because of her hair and outfit in that movie, before Episode 9. So they're going to have to do some kind of re-edits or CGI, some sets or something to make her fit into the movie's plot or somehow. We also know that Mark Hamill is coming back, probably as a ghost, obviously, for those of you who haven't on Episode 8. He died. And we also have Melody Williams is coming back as Lando Calrissian. Pretty excited for that because we're wondering where he was. The original cast, including Rey, Poe, Finn.
I heard Lando coming back too.
Exactly how I said it. Yeah, exactly. The original people from Episode 7 and 8 come back that are still alive, including the new Rose character, which I actually liked her a lot. And that's pretty much the cast.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome. I think it's really, really interesting. But I don't know. What do you guys think of this whole casting thing with Leia? Because I think last time we had a podcast about Star Wars, we were all wondering how they were going to pull it off. Because there was no way they could bring her back if she's already dead. But apparently found a way, so...
You're wrong. Much to learn we still have, indeed.
That's true, yes. I feel like it's really important because Leia has been around since Episode 4. So to have her, even if the actress died, it would be a shame to leave her out.
Technically, she's been around since the very beginning.
Yeah, she's been around technically since episode 3. Because,
That's true, but she's not...
Three?
As a baby. Yeah, sure.
Right, that
She was in the very first Star Wars movie.
Exactly, episode 4.
She's been...
Chronologically, she showed up in Revenge of the Sith, I think is what she's saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, technically.
Character, at least.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it'll be very interesting because there's a lot of... because Star Wars is a big universe and they're a big franchise, and I mean, I think they're shooting... What? On... Well, no, they're shooting on Wednesday, the 1st. So... Which I'm kind of like curious about why they're waiting this long, because episode 8 shot from February to July, I think it was, and that was like a 5-month shoot right there. So the reason why they probably waited this long is because they had to rewrite the script a bunch of times, because they have to have a script. You can't make a movie without a script.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested to see where they're going to take this whole movie, because this is the last movie in the Skywalker saga. And I mean, we're also going to get the Rian Johnson trilogy, and movies are making. Although we're not getting any more, at least for now, we're not getting any more solo movies, for now at least. So
We should.
I mean, they're putting it on hiatus for now because of how Solo turned out. I think it was because of Solo's. By Solo, I mean like the Star Wars story Solo movie. How that movie was a disappointment, even though I liked it personally. And the reason for that,
To me, that was the best damn. That blew the shit out of Rogue One. Let's just put it that way. I actually enjoyed that movie.
Let me break this down, okay? Solo was awesome, and I really love how they did everything and more that I was hoping to. Remember back when I was saying that if they do this Solo movie, they gotta show the Kessel Run? Mm-hmm. They showed that Kessel Run. And I am so happy about that.
Yep. It was very
you know what what I really want to know? It leaves me with, where the hell is Kira?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about her.
Give it like a sequel to that, or like something, because I want to see that.
Well, I
love that movie.
I think right now everyone wants Obi-Wan movie. Like everyone wants a movie. So I think there could potentially be more movies with Han Solo in it, with the Aiden Aldrich character playing Solo again, because I think he has more films on his contract. He can come back to play more. So they probably won't call it Solo Star Wars Story 2 or whatever. Probably, I imagine what they'll do is they'll make more movies with that character involved, because there's plenty of backstory we can still learn about Solo. But I don't know. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with the Bellevue, because they've only made 2, and the fact that Solo performed less in the box office than we expected. We're going to stop making movies right now. We're going to put a hold on our anthology movies. That's ridiculous, especially since they did so well.
Not every, unless the movie was like a complete thing, which, let's be real, Solo was anything but, then they really shouldn't do that, because, I mean, we have the freaking Kenobi movie coming on, which is something that people have been wanting for, I don't know how long. I would want that, too.
I also saw a post, and it was a post about, like, how that they're, the fact that everyone wants an Obi-Wan movie. And someone commented saying, we basically got Obi-Wan's movies with episodes 1 through 3. I'm like, no, that was Anakin's story. That was Anakin's story. How could that? I mean, it featured Obi-Wan, but it was very much. It was very much his story. Very much Anakin's story.
Stop talking all at once. We can't hear shit.
Sorry.
All right, I got it. The thing I really would want to see though is Obi-Wan pre the Phantom Menace. That's like one of the, or either that or Obi-Wan post Revenge of the Sith.
Everyone wants that one.
Either one of those would be awesome, because let's be real, I want to see more of Obi-Wan before this all happened. Like, I don't know, Qui-Gon finding him, stuff like basically I wouldn't mind a movie of the Jedi Apprentice series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Based on that. I wouldn't mind that, because I want to get more backstory from Obi-Wan because of how interesting the character is, and I want to see the dynamic he had with Qui-Gon, who is, if you don't know this already, my favorite Jedi Master. So
clearly,
yeah, it's kind of important that we get Qui-Gon's role in this, because Qui-Gon is important to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. I said the thing that's most important, I think, about Qui-Gon is the potential that he would have had, he basically what he represents. Now, Qui-Gon, we know who Qui-Gon is. He's this warm, compassionate, awesome, masterly Jedi, right? Well, the minute we look at him, we're like, oh my god, this surely must be the norm for an organization that we've heard is so great, so masterly, the protectors of the old Republic.
Yeah.
We would expect Qui-Gon. It really hits home, because then we go and meet the actual Jedi Order, the Council of that Order, which is, the Council. And we see how cold and standoffish these Jedi are. Like, let's be real, they were kind of dicks. Okay.
Kind of.
That's putting it lightly.
I know. But anyway, but it really hits just how far the Jedi Order strayed from who they're supposed to be, because Qui-Gon essentially represents the true spirit of the Order. Like, he represents...
Right, and then there's the Council being useless.
And then the Council are basically what the Order is, and then it makes people realize that that's just how much problems this Republic had and why it fell, because they strayed so far, and this warm, compassionate Jedi Master, who we thought surely must be the norm, is really anything but, when it should be.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It's important that we understand Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan's dynamic. I need to see more Qui-Gon, because he is incredibly important to that.
Definitely. I mean, I think that some people are saying we don't need a Obi-Wan movie. I say we do, because he's one of the most important characters, and one of my favorite characters of the Star Wars movies, and he's just like, we gotta have a movie about him. Come on, give us a movie.
What makes the tragedy of his death even worse is because he actually could have been the guidance Anakin needed to not go full dark side on
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, that whole thing is kind of dubious. I mean, there are people who argue that it wouldn't have done anything because Palpatine is Palpatine. But I feel like, at the very least, it could have been caught before everything went downhill. And...
Well, at the same time, though, one thing with that being said, Qui-Gon already had another apprentice before Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he had
Xanatos.
Yeah.
And he already went to the dark side.
But why did he fall to the dark side? We need to see that, too. We need to figure out
that was
what happened.
Explained, and basically, because Qui-Gon fucked up.
Basically, what we're saying is we want a Qui-Gon movie.
Yeah.
We do want a Qui-Gon movie. Lucasfilm, if you're listening, give us the Qui-Gon movie.
I will say, though, with the cast being announced for Episode 9, I'm curious to know what's going to happen with the future of Star Wars, because something's going to happen to Rey with Episode 9. She's going to become probably a master because she's a Padawan in Episode 8. So, like, I'm curious to know if people are wondering if the Jedi Order is going to come back in Episode 9, we're going to get the Jedi back, kind of something like that. And after Episode 9, what's going to happen with the future of the franchise, aside from the Rian Johnson trilogy that's been planned? Like, what other movies are we going to get from Star Wars? So we're going to get more Star Wars, like, anything else from anything more besides the trilogy we've already announced?
I hope we have left Rose.
What's wrong with her?
I hated her character. It has nothing to do with the actress. I love the actress. I think that she did a good job with the character, but the character itself was annoying, bratty, and had no reason to be there.
Well, I disagree with
brought
you.
away from the story, and they're trying to shoehorn in some crazy love triangle in the series. It's a love triangle.
I don't know about
I'm not going to see Star Wars because I want to see, oh my god, I love their eyes. That's one of the reasons why the prequel trilogy failed.
I love the prequel trilogy first
Me
off.
too.
And here's the thing, the franchise, the trilogy isn't done yet. I want to wait and see what's going to happen before we make judgments like that. Because for all we know, the original the final movie in this trilogy will contain some major plot twists that actually makes this whole thing
I
make
hope
sense.
so. I really hope so. I think that if they do more with their character,
Help us episode 9.
Here's my concern with that character in particular, because I am actually really excited for the remainder of the series. I love the rest of the characters. I really enjoyed them. Rose just wasn't the kind of character that I was wanting. Not for a film like this. And it just she didn't fulfill, in my opinion, the kind of role that she needed. To me, it was almost a meaningless character. I didn't really see a whole lot of meaning. Yes, they go to this rich planet, but it felt more of just more of an excuse than anything else. Because if a character is showing up, okay, Finn is the segue in order to meet Rey. They are segueing into another character. They're segueing into kind of the whole idea of what the First Order is about. That is his reason, no more, no less.
Yeah.
But then you go at the Rose, okay, what's she really there for?
It's true, I guess.
Nothing against the actress at all. I know that there's a whole lot of people hating on her, which was ridiculous going on.
Quit Instagram because of this, and it's not the first time this has happened either. Remember Jake Lloyd, guy who played Kid Anakin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he literally went insane and stopped acting due to the backlash he got for playing Kid Annie.
Everyone hated the movie for some reason. Which was a great movie.
I want to just take PSA here to all the fans who want to hate on the actors for the characters that they portrayed. Don't. If Mark Hamill is tweeting at you to stop doing that, you're probably not on the light side of the force, okay?
Yeah.
I never said anything bad about the actress herself.
I know, this isn't directed at you, my dude. This is just a PSA for everybody who thinks that that's a good idea.
People are doing this because they enjoy doing their job. Not because they enjoy doing their job. They enjoy making these contents. They enjoy working with these characters.
I know, right? Yeah.
So, I completely agree. I think that some of the crap that people are pulling is bullshit.
I know. Just please stay on the light side of the force, people. Don't give in to your hate, please. Because the actors don't deserve that. They're just doing their jobs. And not the directors don't deserve your hate either. I want to make that clear. The directors tried to make a good movie. And hey, maybe it doesn't work out, but, it's a part of that. And at least they made the movie. Because it took a lot of fucking time and effort to do that, and y'all better appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I'm just going to say, don't give in to your hate. Just be on the light side, and just don't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
At the very least, it's point of balance.
Yeah, I will say, though, with Mark Hamill coming back to play Luke, it's pretty obvious that he's gonna be a ghost version of Luke, because how else are we gonna do? But I'm wondering I think his presence as Ghost Luke will be about the same amount of time as Obi-Wan was for episodes 5 and 6, because he's gonna be coming back as a ghost, obviously.
Maybe, but then again, we've only got one episode of the trilogy left, so unless we have a fourth one and it's a quadrilogy.
No, it's the end of it. It's just the end of the Skywalker saga. But there'll probably be more.
I wish. I would have liked to see a whole Empire Strikes Back dynamic going on between Luke and Rey, or stuff like that. That would I wouldn't have minded that.
I think the interesting thing about Rey, now you mention it, is because we were teased her new costume is going to be shocking. It's going to be amazing, apparently. I'm wondering if she's going to have a more Jedi look to her, because she's a Padawan now. But is she going to have a more traditional Jedi robes in this next movie? I'm hoping.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah,
I would too, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
She's one of my favorite characters now. One of my favorite characters is Rey.
I know, right? Rey's the best.
She's awesome.
But here's the thing about her outfit. I don't think she's gonna be going down the Jedi robes route, much as I wish she would. And here's why.
I doubt it. I hope that I think that fun, and I know I'm
It
going
would be nice,
against what
and I could see maybe a callback or two. But here's the thing: Rey, Kylo, and possibly Finn too, because let's be real, he may or may not be Force sensitive. But my point is, they're trying to create something new. They're not going to be Jedi. They're not going to be Sith. They're going to be something else. There's something entirely new. So I don't know whatever order they make.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think the really important thing about these new TV shows, especially with Return of Clone Wars, is because I know that they talked about, and I'm hoping it'll eventually come out soon, is that Star Wars live action TV show, because there's a lot. I mean, Clone Wars is not the first TV show that Star Wars has made.
2003.
Exactly. It's like
Rebels,
I'm curious to know like when this whole live action TV show is gonna happen and what the time frame, because like I don't know, because like Clone Wars is all animated and now we're getting a live action show eventually whenever that's gonna happen. I think it'll be very, very interesting too, because we might get some new story from different eras we never gotten before, especially if it's live action, because they've never really done a live action show for Star Wars, really, like ever. It's usually animated. Like we got Clone Wars 03, Clone Wars 08, and Rebels, which I still haven't seen yet. Don't spoil anything.
Yeah,
but
we're Resistance, and we're gonna get Resistance too.
Destiny? Oh, that's right, the female led one. Yeah, and then the Resistance. Yeah, of course. So
yeah,
I think it's.
I've never seen it, but
I think it's really, really interesting that Star Wars is doing this, because I like it live action. I prefer live action actually, but again, Clone Wars did a really good thing with making it the reason why it's so special for them to have a particular animated show is because there's a lot of things that they did in the prequels that fans weren't happy with. So the fact that they went animated for that particular thing was okay. I mean, I still like live action. I prefer live action, but sometimes animated isn't so bad, because you can really do a lot more with animation. You can tell a bigger story with animation. And
I'm that weirdo who actually likes animation better than live action.
yeah,
I'm weird.
definitely. And I remember seeing art for Star Wars, and it was just like the weirdest thing ever. And it was Anakin. It was Anakin and Ahsoka, but live action. It was like literally Anakin Episode 3 and Ahsoka, and it was like actual actors playing them on screen like an actual movie. It was fan art. It was like Anakin Episode 3 and Ahsoka. It was so weird.
I know. I wouldn't mind it though myself. We gotta get going. We gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, definitely. I did want to mention one more thing before we end it, and that is about how Episode 9 will tease the idea of the Jedi Order. Like, is Rey going to lead the Jedi Order? Is she going to be the new master of the Jedi Order?
I honestly think that they are not going to do it.
They're not gonna be the Jedi Order.
The Jedi
Order.
Not.
Well, I know that it's gone, but like, is she gonna make a new one? Because they're probably gonna have to do that.
The sacred text.
I think it would be.
You gotta cut this short, so I'm not even gonna be here. But
I think it'd be interesting.
The negotiations were short, and I gotta go. So
I think it'd be very interesting. I think they should do that. I mean, I don't know anything. I'm not gonna know anything, but I think that Rey will do something. They'll tease the idea of that in Episode 9 with Rey leading a new order. Who knows? But yeah, so that's really that's real all I can say about that. And that's gonna do it for this episode, because we were out of time, unfortunately. We really gotta go here. So that is gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Madhouse. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. We all really appreciate the support. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe for more podcasts like this and other great content of mine, and also other series I do. Also, make sure you subscribe to bigdinoguy. His link will also be in the description. He's getting great
don't
reviews.
forget the notifications button for all.
Oh yeah, that too. That's also helpful. And we will be back next time with another episode. All right. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.